Hello everyone and welcome to this fullmonday.com project management tutorial for beginners, where we'll be showing you how to use monday.com. Monday.com is a work environment where every workflow begins with a board which is composed of items, sub-items, groups, and columns. The platform provides tools to manage work effectively, including features for assigning items, facilitating communication, and tracking progress. In this tutorial, we'll be taking you on the different functions and some use case scenarios to help you get a head start on using this great tool. So without further ado, we're going to be going over to the top right corner where we can see the Get Started button. Click on it, and here you get the chance to do things with Google, or you want to do it manually by putting your email address. For ease of access, we're going to be using the Continue with Google option. Click on it. Then here we'll be choosing an account which we'll be using from our Google workspace. You can click and continue to confirm. And right here, you'll need to fill in some questions such as what brings you here today. We can say work. What best describes your role? You can say team leader. Go ahead and click on continue and fill in details such as how many people are on your team. We'll say 11 to 15. How many people work at your company? We could say 50 to 99. Of course, all of this you need to fill in according to your specifications or your situation. And here you see what would you like to manage first. We're going to say project management. Click and continue. Then it says, what would you like to focus on first? So we have different options right here, but we can scroll down and choose task management or again, project management, as this will help streamline the process. Click and continue. And where did you hear about us? We're going to say YouTube and click and continue. And on this page, you might want to use this as an opportunity to add other team members right here and also assign them roles. If you're inviting anyone as an admin, you'd be giving them the right to invite and manage new users. But if you're adding someone as a member, they can add and edit content. So this is up to you to choose what you want to, and it's not limited to just two. You can add another and add another. So we can do this later. And here it says, let's start working together. You're going to give your board a first name. So we can give this name, task roadmap, and then we'll click and continue. And then here you'll need to select the relevant columns for your board, such as who's the owner of this task, what's the status of the task, the view that we'll be using, the timeline, the effort estimation, of course, this is if you want to, priority is also a good addition, due date, this helps to manage tasks better. And of course, we can have some notes to add to it. Then we're going to click on next. And then here you can see get real-time insights with dashboards, task overview, task by status, by owner, overdue task, task by due date. So we can have all of these added. And as you're seeing, as we're selecting them, they're being added to the right side of the page because this is a preview of what we'll be seeing when we're finally in. Then click on next. And then here it says to plan and visualize your team's capacity effectively. And this is a weekly capacity count. And it says max weekly effort per person. And of course, if we want to put this is currently showing here on our calendar at the right side. You can see 40, so we can leave it at that. And then we're going to select our view layout. Now here on monday.com, you have table, Gantt, Kanban, timeline, card, and calendar. We're going to be choosing table, click and get started. Great, and now we're here. This is your monday.com dashboard. And here you have everything you'll need to succeed as a task manager or a project manager. Now here you can see your to-do list, your completed list, and you can actually add a new group. For example, if you want something to be done after you've got it completed, you can say add a new group and name this something applicable, such as delivered to client. So if you have some tasks that have been done for, say, another company that you're handling a certain number of tasks for, and that's completed and have been verified to be okay in terms of quality, the next thing to be done is to deliver to the client. So these are different steps. And as you can see, we'll just show you a few things you can do. So if you're completed with task 1, you can move task 1 over to completed, drag and drop it there, and here it is in completed. And then when it is completed and verified, you can take it over to deliver to client. So this is how you can easily move and track tasks that have been completed. Now, there's something else you would like to show you, and here you have the name Task Roadmap. And when you click on the drop down, you can see the details about it. Okay, so here on the left side, before we go into details here, we have the home, my work, more, favorites, workspaces, and here you can see roadmap. Now this roadmap is actually a project within this workspace. This also means that within this workspace, we have this project and we can add other projects within this workspace. But currently we're in the task roadmap, and you can see the tasks that we mentioned right here, task 1 to 3. Now remember, when we were signing up, we had selected some things such as notes, timeline, effort estimation, priority, due date, status, etc. And these are different metrics and indicators to help you know what the state of your task is, if it's yours or if it's assigned to another person. For example, you have the name of the task and it's called task 1, and don't be bothered by what you have by task 1 here, because you can actually change the name of this task. You can click on it and say research, and there you have research. And then there's more. You have this icon here, and when you click on it, it's basically more details to this particular task. So we can write something like this, and you could actually write more, but we're just going to say go in depth. And then we close this, and you can see this notifies whomever is doing the research to take note of this. You could also see the due date, and this is good if you want your tasks to be done on time and efficiently. So that's why we have due date. Now, there are some tasks that are of higher priority than others. So you have low, high, medium. Now, when you click on them, you can see how you can change them individually. Oh, and then you have critical. So if we click on critical, you're going to see that this is going to be critical. Now, this might apply to tasks that are considered overdue, and you need to prioritize them as critical, needing great attention and completion. Now, after this, you can see here you have notes, meeting notes, and others. So this is where you can add some extra notes or supplementary notes to help the owner of this task. Then you have timeline, and this is a timeline to help the owner of this task to know the range of dates available for this task to be completed. And of course, you have the effort estimation written down there. Now here, we need to mention that the owner can be added right here. So when we click on the plus icon here, you can see that you're going to have to search for names, and you cannot search for names that haven't been added. You need to invite new members by email, and then when you have them here on your monday.com workspace, you can add them to your specific project. So adding others is quite important if you're working within a team. Then of course, while they are working on it, they can start by clicking on the status, say they're working on it, and if they're having any issues, you can see task number 3. Let's assume someone started it before and then they're stuck right now. So you can see stuck. But of course, if they're done with it, they could say done, and this will be fine. Now there's something else that we could do with our task, and that's using the automate. Now the automate helps you as the project manager to know when things are going bad. For example, we're going to give a scenario. Click on automate right here. So right here in automate, you can actually set some automations to help your team stay more up to date with the task. So you know, in situations where maybe a task has been assigned and the person does not really know about it, maybe because they've not opened their monday.com dashboard, well, automations can actually help send mails to them that they've been actually added to a task. So here you have start with basics and you have some templates here, but we want a custom template. And we're going to create from scratch. So click on create from scratch. And then here you have when this happens. Well, you need to click on it and say when a person is assigned, then do this, notify someone. It says then notify. And then we're going to give the task owner. So maybe the person's name is Daniel. It's going to say, hey, Daniel, right? We could say you have been assigned a task. Alternatively, you could say you have been assigned item name, right? So when you click on item name, it's going to have task name. We created 2, we need to delete 1. So here you can see, hey, task owner, that is Daniel, you've been assigned a certain task. So this is good. So here it says person. So we're going to say when person, that is the owner, is assigned, then notify the owner. So we have to click and locate the owner. So here you have when the owner is assigned, then notify the owner. And that makes sense, right? So click on create automation. And here we have our first automation, which is currently active. And you can see it's toggled on. Of course, if you don't want it anymore, you can toggle it off. But we're going to toggle it back on. And you can see when owner is assigned, notify the owner, right? So we can close this. And so if we click on owner, click on add, and say we had invited another person, invite a new member by email, that person will be notified of this task by email. And this automatically sends a notification to that person and the work is done. So this is how you get to use Monday.com to manage your project and succeed at your workflow. We hope you found this tutorial helpful in your course, and thanks for watching.